old tailgate, and until I can get some new hardware for here.
If you got any suggestions, let me know. Here we go.
Electric ratchet down there, but each one has two more back in there.
Here came loose.
And we got that all good. Pressure wash it and get it ready to where I can throw some.
We have to put a little bit of sanding on it.
And then I gotta get this out over here. Where it can go on the truck. That's beautiful. I'm gonna set all this stuff, everything on these to get them out. One of them did not want to come out. And all ready to be painted. Mirror off. The only thing I'm going to do different for this one, mirror and installed. Good morning from Robertson's DIY Homestead. Hope everybody's having a good weekend, safe weekend. But today we're going to work on the old 66. It's been a while. I've been busy the last 2-3 weeks. It's time to give it some love. So today we're going to try to put the new doors and the tailgate. I worked out a deal with CJ Pony Parts. I was able to keep the tailgate and they give me a decent refund to make that one work, which is just a few dents on top. No big deal. I was just mad because they sent me a dented product, mostly FedEx, I believe. We're going to put all that on here. If I have time, I'm going to try to fix the little rust spots on the inside. If not, that's fine. I'll get to it later. And then I've had the fuel tank for a couple weeks now as well. So hopefully stay tuned and we'll get all that put on today. Got some new mirrors for the doors. And if I got time today, I have some fresh paint that we're going to put on this thing and then patina it and hopefully put on some clear coat. Probably just going to clear coat the hood because the hood is perfect the way it is. So let's see how it goes. Stay tuned. Please like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully I'll have another video out today or tomorrow. Have a great day. Welcome back to Robertson's DIY Homestead. Like I said in my short just a little bit ago, we're going to be back on the 66 board. Right now I'm going to scuff up the old tailgate here, and it'll be my first project. We're going to scuff it up and then we're going to put some primer on it before we put it back on the truck. And then I'll take the old tailgate, and until I can get some new hardware for here, we're going to use the old hardware. Only thing I have to do, like I said, the minor dents in the top, but I'm gonna beat this one out real quick before I put it on and get it scuffed up. But I'm gonna go find a hammer, and then I have a Scotch-Brite somewhere, and while it's nice and hot outside today, we'll go ahead and put some primer on this bad boy. Be right back. All right, I found some 220 sandpaper and a hammer. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock this little dent out here as best I can. Right in a spot where it's kind of hard to get to. I need to go buy me some body hammers. Right there. Claw the hammer got right in there. Perfect. It's not perfect, but neither is the truck. So I mean, that's kind of works out in its favor a little bit. It's not quite rounded. We'll take care of that as much as we can. Got to make a Harbor Freight run after a while and kind of give me a couple body hammers. So right now what I'm going to do is lightly go over with a little 220, build it up a little bit just so it'll hold my primer. I'm eventually going to paint the whole truck with a gun, and I just don't know what color it is. If you've got any suggestions of what color looks good on these old trucks, let me know. I'm thinking like an off-white, an orange, maybe red, like a matte red. So if you got any suggestions, let me know. I've had this tailgate now for about a month or so, but I've been waiting on CJ Pony to kind of come up with an agreement. But I think FedEx took the blame for it and worked everything out pretty good. Luckily I had insurance. I think somehow, I don't remember purchasing it, but insurance on the shipping. Funny thing is, I ordered it from CJ Pony Parts, which comes from like Pennsylvania. The tailgate itself came from Dennis Carpenter in Concord. I'm like 45 minutes from Concord. If I'd have known that, I'd have just drove down there and got it myself. But it's all right. We'll make it work. A little dent here and there ain't gonna hurt a Restomod. Just when you pay $600 for something, you don't really want it dented when you get it. It's still going to take a little bit of work to round that end back off, but not bad at all. So let me go up here and get another rag and wipe this off, and then we'll get back to spraying it. All right, I'm gonna wipe it off with a paper towel. I know it needs a tack cloth, but I'm not being that picky right now. Right now I'm just trying to get some paint on it so I can get it back on the truck. I've been waiting on an answer from the shipping company so I could get this thing done. I've been wanting to get it on there for weeks now. We'll get this side done, let it dry, and then I'll flip it over and do the back side. I didn't want to mess up my floor in the truck by putting this in it. So what I'm using is Rust-Oleum Ultimate Bonding turbo spray system. So let's see how this works. Like I said, hopefully when I get all this done, I'll be able to paint it the color I want, put the wheels on it. I do need to upgrade the suspension a little bit. She rides a little rough, but here we go. I got the first coat on. Let me get a little bit at the bottom. It should dry pretty quick today because it is hot outside. We just come back from camping and it rained about every day we was down there, but when it wasn't raining, it was hot most of the time, but wasn't too bad. I mean, we enjoyed it first time out. So, I mean, it went on pretty quick. I've not used any of these turbo cans before. Looks pretty good, actually. I mean, for a couple passes, that whole thing's painted. Now I'm gonna put like 2 more coats on there. So I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna let this dry, put 2 more coats on, and then flip it over, do the same process, and then I'll bring you back and we're putting it on the truck. All right, so while we wait on the tailgate to dry, I'm gonna take the door off. This, the driver's side door, the inside is really good, but the outside is so full of Bondo, so we're gonna switch that out. I've already soaked it about a week ago with PB Blast. I soaked it again this morning, so hopefully it'll come off relatively easy. And just FYI, if you get those turbo cans, that paint comes out quick. I've already went through 1 can of paint quickly. So I'm gonna loosen these up and see what we can do to get the other one back on. Right now I'm just gonna loosen them up a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and ease it down. I'll say it again, this Hart electric ratchet, battery ratchet, I know it's from Walmart, but it has been a really good tool. I can't knock it. I'd like to go buy another one, I just ain't done it yet. Alright, got the bottom one out. I'm gonna leave this top one in just loosely till I figure out what I'm doing. Move you guys over. Alright. I'm gonna cut you guys off while I take it out, but it's only 4 bolts right through here. So I'll be back in just a second. Alright, so just a heads up. I thought, I've never taken a door off one of these trucks before, so it's learning for me too. I thought there was only 4 of these bolts, 2 up here, 2 down there, but each one has 2 more back in there. That might be common sense for some of you guys that's done this before, but if you haven't, there you go. The top and the bottom has 4 apiece, so now let's get those out. All right, I got the door off. Was not as easy as I was thinking, but it is off. So I'll show you. Somehow what we screw into down in here came loose, so it took me a little bit longer to get the bolts out. I probably had to shoot it with a little bit of weld, but we'll get it. Now I'm going to move on to disassembling the other door and shooting it with primer. All right, I got both sides of the tailgate painted. All that's left now is to install it on the truck, but we got to put all the insides back in, so that shouldn't be too hard. So we're going to come over here. We have to disassemble this other driver's side door and get it ready for some primer. But gotta get these old F-250 mirrors off of it. So this door actually came off an F-250. So I'll have to replace, well, I'll have to tack weld and get rid of these holes here, but that shouldn't be hard to do. And then we'll get this all lubed up where it'll bend real well when we get ready to put it on. And then this thing right here is where the original mirror went. I'd like to put the original mirrors back on it. So my old door I just took off has a mirror right here, and it won't allow the vent window to operate correctly. So when I get these lubed up, let it sit for a little bit, I'm gonna try to take these mirrors off, and I'm gonna hit this thing with a pressure washer. We'll go over here to the other door. So like I said, the reason I'm replacing that one, it is so full of Bondo. These, to my knowledge, have no Bondo in them that I could see. So I got a really good deal on these. I drove about an hour or so up the road, and the guy gave me some inner fenders, the hood, and 2 doors for $300. And I told him I couldn't afford everything he wanted to sell me. He said, nah, I'm just glad that you're working on something. Get out there and go do it. So he was very generous, and I appreciate that. We got that all good. I'll go over here and make sure I got this one real good. I knew I missed one. There we go. So I'll get this all pressure washed here in a little bit. Hopefully these don't break off. And I'll hook up the pressure washer, get them all clean. I still got to buy some seals, which is no big deal. Like I said, CJ Pony Parts and FedEx, they made it right. They gave me enough discount to where I was able to fix this tailgate and buy a few more things that I needed. So good company so far to work with. I can't say enough about them. I've ordered a bunch from them. But I will also look at Dennis Carpenter, since he's 45 minutes down the road, and see what I can get there. It's worth a road trip. Hopefully I'll get this thing going real well and be able to drive it down there to Dennis Carpenter. Like I said, the old gas tank had so much rust in it. I think that was my problem. So I got new rubber fuel line. I got a new gas fuel tank and new vent hose and everything there. So hopefully we'll get that going real well. Sorry for the lighting out here. And also, like I said, if you have any suggestions, please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below suggestions on the truck. If you real often make YouTube videos, I need some good suggestions on GoPros or off-brand GoPros. I want to be able to get you guys in as many places as I can. I want to be able to maybe put one on my hat when I'm doing something, or my chest, instead of having to rely on my cell phone. I mean, I could do some research, but what better research is word of mouth? If you use it and it works for you, let me know, because I really want to know. But I'm going to go find my impact gun and try to get these screws out of these mirrors. I'll be back in a few. Alright, so I went and got my DeWalt set and found hopefully the right size bit. Got my Ryobi little impact. Let's see if these things will come out. Hopefully they don't break. There's one. 1 out of 4 ain't bad. Let's see. 2 out of 4 ain't bad. These are the ones I was worried about. So that went better than expected. All 4 came out without a problem. The F250 mirrors are off. Now I just gotta pressure wash it and get it ready to where I can throw some sandpaper on it and put a little bit of primer on it. So I'm gonna go hook up the pressure washer now and get this bad boy clean so we can get it put on. All right, I'm gonna take some of this totally awesome and spray it on here. It's a degreaser. See if we can get some of this off. So the good thing about this door, sorry, the ammonia, the window actually rolls up and down. And the window doesn't roll up and down on the other one. You have to manually do it with your hands. Now let's see if we can get this thing started. All right, I'm gonna get the pressure washer started and then we'll be right back. Now we're gonna pressure wash this door off after that ammonia degreaser sat. I had to put a new end on my pressure washer. It didn't want to reset, so we should be good to go now. You can just about see the old decal on there. I can't really make it out, but it might have said something like Tar Heel or something like that. But I bet that green, bluish green, was a beautiful truck back in the day. So now let's turn it around and get the other side. Get these windows nice and clean. That way I can put a little bit of sanding on it and pressure wash it. Well, not pressure wash it, that's what I'm doing now, dummy. Paint. Got a kink in the hose. That is night and day difference from what it was. All the dirt come off of it. So I'm gonna let it dry, and then we'll scuff it up and put a little bit of paint. I'm gonna leave the inside green for now, and I'm just gonna paint the outside, and then I'll clean up the windows just a little bit better. Be back soon, and I'll go ahead and post a before picture too to let you know just the difference that it made. All right, so while the door's over there drying, getting ready to go get the DA sander. We're going to sand it down a little bit and shoot some primer on it. When we get ready to work on that, I've got to take the parts off of this tailgate and move it to that tailgate. So we're going to shoot a little bit of PB Blast up in here. That way all this will come loose. And then I got to get this out over here. Get all this cleaned up. I think it's going to turn out quite nice. You know, like I said, a little body work needs to be done on the top, but for a Restomod, I'm not 100% upset about it, because they did, like I said, they did make it right with me. So I'm going to let that sit, and I'm going to go grab the electric DA sander, start working on that door. What I'm going to do right now is start with just some basic 150 grit, and I just want to knock some of this hard surface off the top. I don't need it really smooth. I'm going to do some 150 and work my way down to just 220. That way I can get a decent little smooth surface for this primer to go on. So we're going to start on the bottom, try to get that off. I'm using the Ryobi 18 volt sander. All right, I went back over it with some 80 grit, and got a small rust spot right on the bottom. I'll fix it later, but right now I'm just getting everything back to where it can go on the truck. So right now, I'm just gonna hit it with the pressure washer again, let it dry, go take the tailgate apart, and then we'll come back and paint this. I wish I had this truck right here, boy. That green with the rust and the metal, man, if you were to clear coat that, that would be the perfect looking truck right there. But unfortunately, the rest of my truck is not that color, and it would stick out like a sore thumb, but that is beautiful. I mean, that's in my opinion, but wish the whole truck was like that. That, with that sheen, put like the shine juice on it, or a good clear coat, man, that's beautiful. Now I'm gonna go over here and work on the tailgate. Alright, so we're going to start by trying to take this tailgate handle off. You got to get these 4 screws out. Maybe not. That one came out. That one came out. Got one being stubborn. I'm gonna go grab a big screwdriver and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're gonna spray that one again. It just don't want to come out. In the meantime, we'll get these side pieces out. It just wants to be stubborn. So let me go get the ratchet and we'll get these side pieces out. And this is a 1/2 inch to get these out. Eventually, I'll buy some new handle and everything for this. But for right now, we're just going to reuse. Then we'll go over here and get the other side. Alright, so both of those sides are loose. I'm going to have to flip the tailgate over. And there's another piece we got to undo from the back of there. And I'm gonna set all this stuff over here on the truck where I don't lose it. Then we'll try that one again here in a minute. Flip this over. And you guys took a fall. Let me get you back up here. So right now we're going to take these bolts out right here. They're also a Phillips head. And I know there's probably better ways to do this stuff, but I'm just a backyard guy like you guys, most of y'all. And this is what I got. Hopefully one day I'll have a big garage, but right now my garage is full of junk where I've been moving stuff around in the house. Alright, so let's see if these will come out. Nope. They are not. Those are gonna have to sit a little longer as well. And we stripped this one out, so we're going to get some new screws. So we're gonna let that sit and then we'll come back to it. All right, so update. I finally got the old hardware out. I got the old latches here. I got them soaking. I had to soak everything on these to get them out. One of them did not want to come out. I had to drill it out. But I think I have some extra screws and bolts in the house that should fit it. Now I'm going to tape up this door over here and put a little primer on it. I'll bring you back when it's done. All right, I got the donor door sanded down and all ready to be painted. So here's the before, and I'll be right back with the after. All right, so the tailgate's almost ready to be put back on. That door is almost ready. Now I got to clean this one. This one's dirtier than that one was, so we'll get the pressure washer fired back up. Get it all nice and clean. Get this F250 mirror off. And I'll have to run to the store and get some more paint because that tailgate and that door took a lot of that primer. But we'll at least get it clean today, and maybe tomorrow I'll get it painted. But today we're going to pressure wash it and hopefully get it sanded. Here we go. Here's some before and afters. So here's my old tailgate, old rusty, and the back. I tried to repair it, but way too much rust. So out with the old, in with the new. So much better. The only thing I'm going to do different for this one is get one of those protectors that goes on the top like the old one does. I would take that one off, but it's kind of beat up a little bit, so much nicer. No rust. All painted up. I got a few spots I need to touch up with where I hit the tag when I was putting it on, but so much nicer. Please like, share, and subscribe. The door build is coming soon. So it's been a busy day here working on the 66. Also, it was one hot, hellacious day out here, but we got the tailgate in, replaced that old rusty tailgate, and we got one door done. Here's the old door. So, full of Bondo down here. It's got this old mirror here that just moves up and down, and the way it's designed, you can't get that mirror or the old triangle window out. That's your air condition. And on the back side, the window won't roll up and down. Now, I got the old green one all primered in. I took off the F250 mirror and installed what came on it originally. So this thing's pretty nice. I like it a lot. So much better. And I also have one for the other door. So the outside is all done and primered. And the inside is still green for right now, but I'll get that later. But the window works, so that's a plus. So more to come with the truck. Got to get the other side done, but I run out of paint. So stay tuned. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment what you do to yours if you have an old vehicle, and what you like to see me do on this one. I'll leave my address down below, my mailing address. If you'd like to send something in to support the truck build, just let me know. Y'all have a great day. Bye.